Today we're going to look at how to infer and generalize in informational text on page 22 in the Grab and Go. We have 3 secure skills. You need to be able to paraphrase information in the text to explain the explicit meaning of the text and draw inferences, which means putting it in your own words, reading it and being able to understand it enough to put it in your own words. The second secure skill is to use information in the text to draw generalizations. And again, a generalization is something that is usually true. Not all the time, but usually. And the third one is to quote accurately from the text to support explanations, inferences, and generalizations. So vocab, we need to know quotation, a group of words taken from a text and reused word for word by someone other than the original author or speaker. So we're going to look at this short, The Layers of the Earth, and focus on these 3 skills. The layers of the Earth. The Earth is made of many layers. Scientists have been studying the layers of Earth for hundreds of years. There is a solid crust on the outside that we live in. Scientists have been able to study the crust for more than any other layer. The thinnest part of the crust are under the ocean. The crust is thinner than any other layer of Earth. The crust is 3 to 25 miles thick. So if we paraphrase this and put it in our own words and sentences, I paraphrase this for you. And I took this information and said, even though the crust is the thinnest layer, we know the most about it because it's on the outside. Moving down. Under the solid crust, before you get down to the mantle, it is the asthenosphere. The asthenosphere is the upper part of the mantle that flows and moves the plates of the Earth. The mantle is 1,800 miles thick, making it the thickest layer. The mantle is solid, but because of the high temperatures, there is still slight movement over time. So if I'm including a quotation of the text to explain, infer, or generalize, I would use the transition phrase according to the text, according to the article, and then in quotation marks, so there's a comma after that, begin quotation marks, the mantle is 1,800 miles thick, comma, and quotation marks, which makes this the hot layer the thickest. And then ending with a generalization. In the center of the Earth is the core. The core is dense and metallic. The core is split into solid inner core and a liquid outer core. The outer core is 1,400 miles thick and made of liquid iron and nickel. The inner core is at a high level of pressure. While it is hot enough, the metals are forced to vibrate in place like solids. The inner core is 800 miles thick. And the generalization that I'm adding here is humans will always know the most about the crust because the inner layers are too hot and have too much pressure for easy investigations. So we are going to take these skills of putting things in our own words, using quotations, and making generalizations as we read about informational text.